It is difficult to find a person, I guess, with greater bandwidth than retired Admiral William H. McRaven. He runs the University of Texas system. He's the chancellor of that system. And it'd be interesting to see what he does. His contract ends this year, and there are people who want him to run for governor of the state of Texas. And I don't know what he will do or if he will do that, but he certainly has a tremendous amount of influence in Texas, and also running, of course, that system for the University of Texas as the chancellor. He was also Navy SEALs for more than 40 years and was highly decorated and successful in that position. So what this book is based on a keynote address that he gave in 2014 to the graduates of the University of Texas. So he's taken that keynote, expanded it a little bit with some different stories and examples. And I'd like to read to you, and this is not on your handout, I'd like to read to you the preface of this book quickly and tell you what he says. On May 17, 2014, I was honored to give the commencement speech for the graduating class from the University of Texas at Austin. Even though the university was my alma mater, I was concerned that a military officer whose career had been defined by war might not be a welcoming audience among college students. But to my great surprise, the graduating class embraced the speech. The 10 lessons I learned from Navy SEAL training, which were the basis for my remarks, seemed to have a universal appeal. They were simple lessons that deal with the overcoming of the traits of SEAL training, but the 10 lessons were equally important in dealing with the challenges of life, no matter who you are. Over the past 3 years, I have been stopped on the street by many folks telling me their own stories, how they didn't back down from the sharks, how they didn't ring the bell, or how making their bed every morning helped them through tough times. They all wanted me to know more about how these lessons shaped their own life and about the people who inspired them during their career as I was inspired during mine. This small book is an attempt to do so. So what he does is he takes these 10 lessons from Navy SEAL training, of which he had a 40-year career, and talks about how, in fact, you can make a difference in people's lives. In fact, every chapter begins with the preface, if you want to change the world. So I want to take you through these 10 lessons and make a few references to some of the stories, and y'all will leave motivated and excited, because that's what this really does. So the first chapter is called Start Your Day with the Task Completed. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. And he talks about the precision by which the Navy SEAL officers and those who work in any level of the program had to make their bed, how the sheets had to be a certain way, and the pillow had to be in the right place, and the blanket had to be folded just right, and so forth. And what he says as a lesson is, if you can't do the little things right, you'll never do the big things right. And so it was a lesson in detail and a pretty interesting story. And then finally, chapter 10, if you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell. This is on your outline. In SEAL training, there is a bell, a brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do is quit. Just ring the bell. Ring the bell and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. You don't have to do freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, you no longer have to do runs, the obstacle course. You no longer have to do anything. Just ring the bell. If you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell. Okay? You never give up. You never quit. I wanted to close with this paragraph that's on your outline because it goes back to the first task. This is the top of page 5. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are toughest. Face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, then the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than one that we have today. So, this has been a bestseller for a number of months. In fact, if you clicked on this on Amazon, you will see it in the top 5 in a number of book categories. So it's a very motivating, interesting, well, I won't say it's a fun book to read because I don't like to think of myself up to the mud and neck and mud, but it certainly has a lot of applications and lessons for people that want to make a difference in the world. And I hope you enjoyed that synopsis of Make Your Bed.